Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into AI companions. I mean, this whole area just exploded, didn't it? Seemingly overnight.
It really did. And right at the heart of that initial wave, you had Janitor AI. Huge buzz around it.
Oh, absolutely huge. Everyone was talking about it.
The promise was so compelling, right? Chatbots that could handle really deep, unrestricted roleplay, often explicit stuff, too.
Yeah, that was the big draw for many.
But the reality, well, it quickly turned into, frankly, a masterclass in frustration for a lot of users.
That's putting it mildly. People started hitting terrible lag. Servers constantly felt overloaded, bottlenecked.
Mm-hmm.
And then the real kicker, the thing that just killed the mood.
Yeah.
That filter constantly jumping in.
Right. The dreaded NSFW not supported message.
Exactly. You're sold this idea of total creative freedom, and instead you felt like you were walking on eggshells.
And it's interesting from a technical standpoint why that was happening. The lag wasn't just like bad server management.
What else was going on?
Often it's the safety filters themselves. These complex, often quite costly filters layered on top of the LLMs, the language models driving the chat.
Chloe?
Those filters need extra compute power. They slow responses down, and they seriously increase the operational costs.
So trying to scale that up cheaply just doesn't work.
It collapses. The user experience just tanks. They couldn't really afford to run the high-quality LLMs and the strict safety checks without, well, everything grinding to a halt.
So users felt policed, and the tech just couldn't handle a load, which explains why so many started looking elsewhere.
Precisely. A mass migration, really.
Which brings us to our mission today. We want to cut through all the noise, all the marketing hype.
Yeah, give you a straight-up look at 7 real alternatives.
We'll cover options for those who just want reliable roleplay, that creative freedom they were promised.
And also for people maybe thinking bigger, looking at Janitor AI's problems and thinking, hey, maybe I should build my own platform.
We sort of grouped these based on what you might be looking for, from the safe and supportive side to the completely unfiltered end.
Right.
Okay, let's unpack this. Starting with the, let's say, safer, more established players. First stop for many looking for stability and just, well, quality conversation is Character.ai. It's kind of the big, polished powerhouse.
It really is. If you want a clean interface, something modern and intuitive, CAI nails it.
And the conversations themselves?
Very coherent. The character personalities are rich. They generally stay true to whoever they're supposed to be, a historical figure, someone from a book. It handles that really well.
And there's a big, for anyone coming from Janitor AI, there's a major limitation.
The crucial one. No NSFW content allowed, and they mean it. It's strictly enforced.
And that's not an accident, is it? It's a core part of their strategy.
Exactly. It's a business decision. Character.ai is aiming for mass appeal, for stability, probably for easier investment. They're betting on the family-friendly general chat experience.
So if you push those boundaries,
the characters feel instantly sanitized, or they just shut the conversation down completely. It can be quite jarring.
Okay, so great for SFW fun, simulating mainstream characters, but if adult themes are your goal, look elsewhere.
You're wasting your time, yeah.
Which brings us to Replica. This one leans less into wild roleplay and more towards emotional support, right?
Replica definitely carved out its niche, focusing on companionship. Building an emotional bond over time. It feels like a supportive digital friend.
How does it do that? What are the features?
It has things like structured interactions, like goal setting, daily check-ins. It even offers voice and video chat options, which is pretty unique in this space.
So it's less chatbot, more digital coach or supportive routine.
That's a good way to put it. That's the direction they pivoted towards. It's about feeling heard, feeling supported.
But again, for the Janitor AI crowd.
Same issue. The NSFW mode. Gone. They removed it controversially a while back. And because the focus is so much on that supportive structure, the conversations can sometimes feel a bit, well, scripted or very goal-oriented. Not much room for just spontaneous fantasy.
Right. So if you want connection, maybe some routine check-ins, Replica could work.
Sure.
But for imaginative, unfiltered stuff, neither Character.ai nor Replica is going to cut it. Okay, but let's be real. A lot of people leaving Janitor AI weren't looking for polish or structured support. They wanted freedom.
They wanted the restrictions gone.
Exactly. So here's where it gets really interesting. We're moving into platforms built specifically for that unfiltered experience. Let's start with Cupid AI.
Cupid AI positions itself as like the direct antidote to censorship. It jumps straight into adult content, pretty much total freedom.
What makes it stand out beyond just being unfiltered?
They seem to be putting a lot of effort into character consistency. The source materials suggest characters have detailed backstories, bios,
Okay.
and they're designed to actually evolve based on how you interact with them over time.
Oh, interesting. So if I have a character who's, say, initially cold or dominant, the AI might actually remember our past chats. The personality sticks.
That's the core promise, yeah. They're aiming for that continuity. So a character's attitude, their response style, it shifts based on your shared history.
Like a bratty roommate who slowly warms up, or a dominant character who remembers boundaries from last week's session.
Exactly that kind of thing. That continuity is huge for making long-form erotica or deep fantasy roleplay feel immersive.
That sounds potentially really engaging.
Yeah.
Sticky, as they say. But I'm guessing that level of freedom isn't free.
You're just right. It comes at a cost. While it's unrestricted in content, you'll likely hit paywalls pretty quickly.
Limited free chats.
Yeah, limited interactions before you need to subscribe or start buying tokens or credits. The depth is there, but reliable access means paying up.
Okay, makes sense. Next up, DreamGF.ai. This one sounds like it's pushing beyond just text, blending chat with visuals.
Yeah, this is for users who want more of a layered pseudo-relationship, not just a one-off text chat. The personalization is a huge focus.
How personalized?
Extremely. You control the AI's appearance, their personality traits, how they interact, and the big differentiator is it mixes that unfiltered chat with AI-generated visuals.
Like selfies from the AI.
Exactly. Seductive, personalized selfies sent by your virtual partner. It aims to create a much more rounded visual sense of connection.
That visual element must be a powerful immersion tool. But does the cost go mostly towards the images, or is the underlying AI also really smart and consistent?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The sources suggest the AI itself is solid, consistently uncensored. But the main value proposition, the thing you're really paying for, is that blended experience, crafting a complete visual companion.
And the catch.
Again, cost, very limited free usage. Subscriptions and potential add-ons for more features or images can make this one of the pricier options.
Okay. Let's shift to romantic AI chat. This one seems to be trying to find a middle ground, emotional connection, and explicit content, like a lover and a listener.
That seems to be the goal, yeah. For people who found some platforms too restrictive, but maybe others too coldly explicit, romantic AI tries to balance it.
How does it manage that balance? Can it switch moods easily?
It seems designed for that. You can apparently move pretty smoothly between, say, tender conversation and full-on NSFW fantasy without the AI breaking character or hitting a filter.
What features help with that?
Full NSFW is definitely allowed. They use things like mood sliders or tags, apparently, to help you set up the scene or shift the tone quickly, makes the dialogue feel more fluid and responsive. Flexibility is its big strength.
Any downsides mentioned?
The main thing seems to be that it's maybe a bit earlier in its development compared to the really big players. The interface might look a bit basic, and you could run into occasional minor bugs. It's less polished than, say, Character.ai.
Got it. Okay, finally in this section, Botify AI. This sounds like the ultimate sandbox for the control freaks among us.
Huh. Yeah, pretty much. If you felt Janitor AI or even these other alternatives were still holding you back, still restricting your specific vision, Botify hands you the keys to the whole workshop.
Near zero limitations, you said.
That's the idea. You become the architect of pretty much every detail.
Like what level of detail are we talking?
Everything. Appearance, attitude, sure, but also specific speaking style, personal history, deep-seated kinks, how they reply when they're annoyed, how they react when aroused, even down to their vocabulary choices.
Wow, so it's like a personal AI lab for NSFW creation.
Exactly. And you can keep your creations totally private or choose to share them in a public gallery for others to interact with.
That sounds incredibly powerful.
Ugh.
But I'm sensing a but again. All that control probably means it's not exactly pick up and play friendly.
Definitely not. Steep learning curve. The UI isn't built for casual users. It takes real commitment, maybe a bit of technical comfort, to really get the hang of all those deep customization tools.
Those are the tinkerers, the dedicated world builders.
Precisely. For those who tried everything else and still felt limited by the lack of granular control.
Okay, so we've seen users are moving on from Janitor AI, and they've got some really solid consumer options now, from polished to completely unrestricted.
A whole spectrum.
So what's the deeper takeaway here? What does this all really mean?
Well, I think the insight is that even the best consumer apps eventually hit a ceiling for some people.
How so?
If you're really serious about a specific niche fantasy or your creative vision is just very particular, you start realizing the only way to guarantee absolute freedom, reliable uptime, total control
is to stop being just a user.
and start being a builder. It's the logical next step when you feel constrained by existing platforms.
Why keep paying subscriptions just to navigate someone else's rules and hope their servers stay up?
Exactly. Which brings us to something different. Scryl AI.
Now, be clear, Scryl AI isn't another chatbot site you subscribe to, right?
Not at all. It's fundamentally different. It's a custom development service. They help you launch your own AI companion platform under your own brand.
Like a white label solution. They build the engine, you put your name on it.
Precisely. A white label clone, essentially. You get the tech foundation, but you brand it entirely as yours. And crucially, you control how it works from the ground up.
And this directly tackles those core Janitor AI failures.
Immediately. First, control. You get full control over the AI's logic. You decide the NSFW rules. Your fantasy, your rules, literally.
And you choose the underlying engine, the LLM.
Yes. Instead of being stuck with whatever cheaper, maybe slower LLM the platform uses, you could choose to integrate something powerful, like GPT-4 Turbo, for really top-tier conversation quality and personality depth.
So you balance quality versus cost based on your audience and your goals.
Exactly. Second, it addresses the scaling and uptime nightmare Janitor AI had.
Those server bottlenecks.
Gone. A platform built with Skrinnel is designed for scalability, for speed. It's basically a self-hosted setup, ensuring much better reliability even if you get a ton of traffic.
And it's not just about creative control. It shifts things into a potential business, right? You mentioned monetization tools.
Yes, that's a huge part of it. The platform comes with the business model basically built in. You don't have to figure out how to add payments later.
What kind of tools?
Integrated token systems, paper message or paper chat options, different subscription tiers, maybe even referral programs. It's all there.
Plus you control the look and feel, the UI, the design, and the pricing.
Total control. So you can start monetizing your specific niche almost immediately. They talk about launching these things in days, not months. It bypasses that huge development hurdle.
So maybe the ultimate answer to the Janitor AI mess, the lag, the filters, the lack of control, isn't just finding a better app.
For some, it's building their own specialized, scalable version tailored perfectly for their community.
And Skrinnel manages the back-end complexity, the LLM costs, uptime, payments.
That's the service. The white label provider handles that operational heavy lifting. It dramatically lowers the barrier for an indie creator or an entrepreneur to enter this space.
So we've covered a lot today. We've seen the whole range, really. Character.ai at one end for that mainstream polish.
Right, and Replica for the structured emotional support angle.
Then into the unrestricted fantasy zone with Cupid AI, DreamGF.ai adding that visual layer.
And Botify AI for the ultimate deep dive, sandbox control.
Each one solves part of the problem that users faced with Janitor AI.
With that recurring theme, the thread running through almost all the consumer options.
It's the limit of external control, isn't it? As a user, you're always kind of dependent.
You're relying on their choice of LLM, hoping they don't suddenly tighten the filters next month, hoping their servers don't buckle when things get busy.
And if you have a really distinct vision, or maybe even a commercially viable niche idea, that lack of control eventually becomes a real bottleneck. Not just for creativity, but for stability, for growth. Which really leaves us with that final provocative thought for you to consider. Whether you're just looking for the best place to chat or thinking bigger, why keep playing in someone else's sandbox, dealing with their rules and limitations? When the tools now exist to actually build, brand, and even monetize your very own,